Here come your Rockets!
This program is supported by advertising. Rocket Football appreciates these local partners: Mark Williams Land Team at Whitetail Properties, Riley Tool and Machine, Par 4 Plastics, Curnel Ag, Full Body Fitness Studio, Yarborough Tabor Goodwin Insurance, Farmers Bank and Trust, Hodges Sports and Apparel, Deer Lakes Golf Course, Livingston Hospital, Seaplant Federal Credit Union, Frazer Law Firm, Cobie Evans and Bart Frazer, Darrick Myers, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, First United Bank, Gilbert Funeral Home, and Beavers Heating and Air. Go Rockets!
All right, Rocket football fans, welcome to the show. This is the playoff edition, round one of the Class 2A postseason playoffs begins Friday night. And Rockets have a number 2 seed. This is going into the season, Coach Courtney. And by the way, it's kind of slim pickings this late in the year. It's just Coach and I. The rest of the outfits out there getting ready for the game. Yeah. They're getting the field adapted for the game. You know, when we started the season, you know, we are in a district with Mayfield. Yeah. And you have to be realistic. You want to win every game. You think you're going to win every game. But truth is, Mayfield has won that district championship. I think the only time they haven't won it's when we beat them in 08. Like in immediate history, right? Yeah. Or actually longer. Yeah. It's been a long time since they haven't. So finishing second almost feels like winning a district championship. I know it's not. Yeah. I know it doesn't have that luster, but it's still pretty significant in a 16 district to finish second. Mm-hmm. And I know you've got to feel good about that. And the guys have to feel good about that. Mm-hmm. Is there any? Do you sense that in?
Yeah, I think that our confidence is really high right now. Just the energy is really good and kind of more relaxed but confident energy going in. Been able to, I don't know how many we've got in a row here, but 5, I think. Yeah, so I think guys are just feeling really good and confident in one another. And at this point in the year, you know, you're just kind of fixing small things and game planning small things. So everything's pretty loose as far as that goes. Everybody knows what's going on, what's expected. And this group overall, and I said from the end of the year, I didn't know how many games we would win, but just one of the best groups of coach I've ever had. Just a lot of selfless guys and guys that just want to do what's best for the team. And I didn't know where we'd end up at, but I really knew I'd enjoy coaching this team. And it's obviously when you're winning, it's even better because you don't deal with a lot of the negativity and things like that. So that's always a plus to it. But yeah, I think we're on a high right now. We just got to be careful with it, obviously. We play a very good team coming in this week. But I like where we are. I don't think we're overlooking anybody. We've had so many tight games and games that, like the Fort Campbell game we got behind. You know, I don't think that we're overlooking anybody or anything like that either.
Yeah, and I think I've probably said this before. This team has just progressively gotten better week after week after we got through that spell with the injuries. It really set us back. Yeah,
no, I agree. I think Coach Brown's done a really good job with us up front, and that's a veteran group up front. They do a good job with themselves, so I think that's a big key of it. And with those injuries, just like anything else, there's good and bad to it. We forced a lot of guys in there to get some reps, and a lot of those guys had to grow up early, and a lot of those guys make a lot of plays for us now. Just made us deeper, I feel like, on both sides of the ball. And we were kind of searching for guys defensively, and then like guys like Joe Bumpus come along and Aiden Musser, like a lot of guys have really stepped up and got a lot better throughout the year. So having that tough kind of early start, I think, has benefited us now more recently.
Mm-hmm. Well, I failed to mention so far who we even play this week. We're talking about ourselves, kind of just living this up a little bit. But McLean County comes in here. They're 5-5, and we're going to talk about them, break that down just a second. But I would be terribly remiss if I did not say something about the Little League football, the junior pros, the second and third grade team, the cheerleaders, both second, third, and fourth and fifth, won their respective
third, fourth, fifth, and sixth.
What did I say? Second,
you're good.
Yeah. So the third and fourth grade football team, and now those guys, they can play football.
Yeah, they're crew.
They throw it around.
Oh my gosh!
They tackle as well as better than a lot of high school teams I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great! I mean, I know you were out there in the end zone the whole weekend. It went through some rain, and then, but it's pretty nice to watch.
Yeah. That group's really impressive. I just over there smiling just thinking about them in the future. If that group stays together, that's a very special group. And our 5th and 6th grade fought really hard in their game as well, and just came up just short. But all those coaches down there and all those kids did a great job and make Rocket Country proud, especially when they played. Defense didn't give up a point all year long.
They did. I know. That's
incredible
to shut out everybody.
Yeah.
But the way they tackle, I mean, they
fly around.
They do.
Yeah.
I agree. And the 5th and 6th grade team, had it not been for a turnover there late that kind of put them in a bind field position wise, and that game ended up at what? So it's 6-0.
Yeah, they're a good group too. They lack a little bit of size, but you know how that is in Little League. If you lack some size and speed, they'll catch up. Just somehow, time's how it goes. I like both those groups down there a lot.
Yeah. So congratulations to those folks. I know the coaching staff, Congenie, George is an old football player, and Tanner Tabor, man, he's like a X and O specialist, isn't he?
He does well. He does extremely well. They got a staff down
and
there. All the way across. 5th and 6th too. I tell them all the time, I got more coaches than I got down here at these Little League. They got quality coaches.
Really good staff. Really good. Yeah.
Wheeler's got a bunch of the young guys that used to play for us on his staff, which I really liked as well.
Jeremy Wheeler's the head coach of the 5th and 6th grade team.
Zach Counts helps, and Morrison, and Hurst Minier. There's a bunch of Deacon Hallman, but some young guys, and that's really good to see them giving back and hopefully growing the coaches themselves.
Yeah. There's a lot of. I tell you, you can't have enough of those people who really care about it to get in there and coach. The more coaches you got, the more individual attention you can give to players during practice.
Absolutely.
Makes all the difference.
Especially those young guys. So important.
Yeah, but anyway, I had to mention something about those guys.
Great weekend.
It was a great weekend. I just had a ball watching them. So McLean County, of course, as I said, 5-5. They're the number 3 seed over in the 2nd district behind Ocath and Hancock County. That's a tough district. It's 14 district, and then Fort Knox had the 4th seed. It's my understanding they're not going to play, so that leaves Mayfield without a game this week. Let's before we get into McLean, let's just kind of take a look at the pairings for this week, and jump in here if something's intriguing. Of course, Mayfield will not play. Knox forfeited. Caldwell and Hancock County. That's going to be a
game. I think that guys, besides our game, people around here are interested to see. Two good teams, two good football teams.
Yeah.
So I don't really have an opinion on how. I've seen Hancock only versus the McLean County because we have that film. So I don't know a lot about them outside. They look like they have a really good team as far as their record. And on that film, they look pretty good. So, and I think Caldwell's a very good team too. So that's an interesting matchup, right?
Yeah, these 2 and 3 matchups.
They're
usually pretty good. Then, of course, let's just kind of run through West Kentucky and look at some of these. In 1A, gosh, what would you give to be back in 1A? Holy Cross at Russellville, Caverna at KCD. Oh, by the way, shout out to KCD alum Will Smith, who is the Dodgers catcher. Won the World Series for him with walk-off or with a big hit. So big fly. So he was a baseball player at KCD, Kentucky Country Day. Bethlehem at Fulton County and Campbellsville will have a bye because Ballard Memorial's forfeited. There's 3 teams in West Kentucky that's forfeited their first round games, and one of them Christian County. I mean, a very proud program to the point they don't have enough players, and they're canceling. We were talking about that. What do you do to try to discourage teams from doing that?
It's a tough problem because you don't want to put your kid in a bad situation. And financially, it can become a bad situation for certain schools, especially small schools that are traveling all the way across the state to go get beat by 50. You know what I mean? It is a tough situation, but in the same thing, I do feel like, you know, that you got to find ways to make it not happen. Also, it gives teams a bye. It also changes the classes, where teams that 2 could be a 1 like us that would be in the playoffs. So I do think that that's something that should be addressed, but I also understand that it's a year-to-year thing, and if you get a lot of injuries or kids quit on you, or you know, Christian County situation is really unique with having a new school and all that stuff going on. So I understand there's circumstances that come along with it, but I do personally believe that something should be it should be done.
And just to hit on something you said, so what you said is it could change classification if there was a penalty for these teams who are purposely just saying they're going to forfeit because they don't want to travel, or maybe they don't have enough players, but for whatever reason, maybe the penalty could be forcing them out of the KHSAA playoff system for a year or 2, which would change classifications and could put us back into 1A where we were more competitive.
Of course,
a bigger, so yeah, that's an interesting concept. So yeah, the KHSAA needs to do something to make that. You know, there needs to be some sort of punitive damages for them, so or against them, I should say. In 3A, Murray, man, they look good. They'll be at home against Adair County, and Hop Central, team we just played, will be at Hart County. LaRue County will be at Union County. Union ended up with a 2 seed over there behind Murray in 3A First District, and then Webster County makes playoffs, and they will be at Glasgow. They're 4 at Glasgow 1. Our buddy Sean Thompson will be at at home against Taylor County. Tillman obviously had the 1 seed there, only lost 1 game all year. Then other games of interest, Callaway County, Coach Lewis down there. Of course, his son's on our staff, and he's taking the Lakers to the playoffs here, and they'll play at E-Town. That'll be a tough chore, going up there and play them. And 5A, Madisonville will be at Greenwood. That's going to be a tough game. Yeah, that's a tough game right there. And then Graves County will be at Bowling Green. Another tough game for Graves County. Be on the road at Bowling Green would be a tough place to be. And then in 6A, as I said, Christian County forfeited, leaving South Warren, which is one of the better teams in the state of Kentucky, without a opening round playoff game. Then Hoptown will host Davis County. They got the 2 seed, and then McCracken County will be at home as the 1 seed against Central Hardin. So that's what you're looking at as far as teams of local interest in the first round of the playoffs. In Muhlenberg County, I don't know, if you look at their schedule, they've got 5 wins. All of those came against teams that were not 500. They didn't have a winning record, but that don't always mean a lot. The more I got to looking at this team, the more I have respect for them. You talk about that defensively. I mean, they're showing in their statistics 31, 32 sacks on the year.
Yeah, I think they're a very good football team. I think they're well coached. McLean County's always gritty bunch, and they are as well. They're physical. They want to run the ball at you. They get at you on defense. Got some really nice players. But they had some injuries pile up on them, you know, and I think that probably some of their record, especially early on. But played some really good teams, like Hart County within an 8-point game. I'm not sure exactly the others, but played some really competitive games. The Hancock game was a really close game. It just kind of got out of hand there right before the half, and they just weren't able to bounce back. They are one of those teams. I mean, just any single wing, run heavy team, if you can get them down, you know, it's kind of, you get them out of their wheelhouse, and it's kind of hard. They want to stay within the game, you know, down in distance wise, and keeping a 1-score game, that type of offense, then they're always in striking distance. So, you know, I think some of it's a scheme too. The scores may look bad, they may have to do some things that they don't want to do as much and things like that when the score gets a little bit behind. But I think they're good. I think they're extremely good. I think they present us some problems. Really like number 5 as a guy that'll touch the ball. Number 10, number 6. They got a bunch of guys defensively and offensively. Number 50, a big defensive end and guard. I was listening to something saying that he's like 2 sacks away from their school record in sacks.
Yeah, he's got 11 sacks in 10 games. His name is Jackson Reynolds.
Yeah, very good player.
Yeah, I think he's number 2 or 3 in the state in sacks.
Yeah, he's very close to their all-time.
Got to be when you're up there, yeah.
And then
if you're keeping stats right, I mean that's pretty strong.
Yeah, yeah. And I believe it.
I think they're doing.
He's a good player. Number 4 on the other side of him, the other defensive end, is also a good player. The middle linebacker, number 9, is a player that stands out defensively. So they got. This is a really good matchup in my opinion.
Do they play with a nose guard or something? Because they've got 30 some odd sacks as a team. Somebody's coming from the middle. That almost has to be.
Well, no. Most of the time, not a true nose guard. Most of the time, a 4-man front. It seems.
So who else? They got linebackers getting
the sacks. I'm not sure. I would say 50 and 4 got a bunch of them.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, it's still 30.
Yeah,
they got. You got to have
one
10
guy's
more.
got 11. So
you need 3 guys with that many. Yeah, that's a lot of sacks.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah, I think we have 6 on the year.
Yeah,
that's a lot of sacks.
That's a lot of sacks. As a team, So, is that going to keep Quinn on the move here?
I hope not. I hope that we can protect him and keep a clean pocket for him. That'll be a tall task, though. They're a good football team.
Of course, Quinn's been on the move a little bit more lately. He's been running.
And it's not like if we get him on the move that he can't be successful. I mean, he can get out of the pocket and make plays with his legs or extend it with his arm too out of the pocket. So it's not the worst thing in the world to get him moving around in there a little bit. But at the same time, I'd rather keep him, with a clean, nice pocket.
Mm-hmm. This offense they have, they're averaging about 204, almost 240 yards a game on the ground.
Yeah.
Talk about what you expect them to be doing.
Yeah, like a kind of more single wing and wing T offense is the way I see it. Kind of a 3-back system, whichever way you look at it, and play more than 3 guys. There's 5, 10, which I already mentioned, 6, 9, which is a middle linebacker. We'll also play some running back or fullback according to the set that they're in. So, a lot of different guys will touch the ball. Several of those guys or some of them are really tough downhill runners, and a lot of them are big play guys that can, make you miss. They pull a lot of guys, so they're getting a lot of people in front of the ball. It's just not as clean as a read as like your normal traditional, 20 personnel or 10 personnel team where this is power, this is zone, you know what I mean? It's just so many bodies in the box. They want to play 11 on 11 football a lot of the times and force your corners and safeties to tackle. So, just a little bit different style, similar to what KCD used to give us. They mix it up a lot more though. The coach does a really good job formationally, doing some unbalanced things and hiding unbalance and things like that. So I'm really impressed with them offensively and the formations that they use and as many as they do.
Yeah. 4 guys they've got rushing over 400, between 400 and almost 700 yards. They've got 4 guys in that category, so they keep the ball on the ground a lot. They don't throw it a lot.
No, they don't throw it much. I would say. I mean, I would expect them to throw it a couple times, but I'd say they're trying to hit big plays or that they're forced into that situation. It's not what they want to do. I would assume, just watching the film, look at their stats, if they could run it every single play, that they would.
Yeah. Well, they've thrown 27 passes. 2 have been intercepted. Mm-hmm. So, but they got 2 touchdowns too off of it. So,
you're right.
Like
you
say,
so
try to hit a home run on it. kind of like Mayfield used to do you sometime too. But
where you asleep.
Yeah.
KCD is very similar to in the past.
Yeah.
Big play in the past.
Yeah. So, I guess I would also be remiss in not mentioning this. The last time McLean County's a team we played a great deal over the year. I think we're 19-4 against them all time, if I'm not mistaken. Here I had that.
Yeah, they used to be in our district.
19-4. Yeah, they've been a district opponent back in the late 90s, early 2000s. But we'd beaten them 10 straight until the last time we played them in 2016. And then that game, a lot of our fans remember that game. It was here. Had some players ejected, multiple players ejected, a coach ejected, and they had muted the PA announcer. The officials said no more from the booth, and they really, it kind of got out of hand early, and a player was thrown out in the first half for McLean, and then the second half it exploded, and it was one of the biggest scenes. And there was, you know, one of those where the KHSAA investigates.
Right.
You know, you don't like that.
No.
And I don't want to make much of it. That's a long time ago. Most of those characters, I'd say, are long gone. But still, I feel like it's something we need to mention. That's why I think we haven't played them in a long time. But was always a good game for us. They're a country school like we are.
We're very similar.
Very similar. Hard-nosed kids, play it hard. Yeah. I say this many times. A lot of our old-timer folks remember Ronnie Moss. You know, Ronnie is known far and wide as maybe one of the best football players we've ever had, and quick as a cat. And McLean County had a guy named Henry Bowling, and I'll never forget it. I remember watching the film with Coach Pardue after the game because, you know, this guy caught Ronnie Moss from behind. Nobody ever caught Ronnie Moss from behind. And this guy was playing, I don't remember if he's a safety or corner, but he was over on the numbers on this side, and Ronnie was going down the left side over at their field, and Ronnie was gone, and he comes all the way across the field and tackles.
Get a good angle on Ronnie.
Oh, Ronnie, that was a burst of speed I never seen really until that point. But I think he was supposed to have gone to UK and maybe never did. I can't remember. Every now and then I'd check to see where he was at. Yeah. But that's one of the memories that sticks out in my mind about McLean County. And again, tough players and good program. They do it right over there. They have a nice facility and always a good host when we're over there. And so we'll be the same this time. So, Coach, I guess we'll kind of close it out. We didn't take an intermission today. We didn't have any other guests. So nobody needed to rest. You and I, we can handle. We can handle a long run.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, don't need to stop for water. So, you know, just kind of closes out. You got the ticket situation is the same as it always has been here, but now the price will go up then as it's playoffs.
Yeah, price goes up, and they're talking about pass situations because obviously the pass admissions things get a little bit different, but they'll put all that stuff out. I don't want to speak too much on it because I don't know the exact details. That's more of a, you know, the KHSA has their hand in that, and the school, you know, so I don't know. I don't think even coaches' passes are I didn't think so.
I don't think they're honored.
But yeah, that's why I don't want to speak on it.
But the media gets in, right?
Sure. You're in.
So you know, this game, it means a lot to us. We've kind of gone into the playoffs the last few years. It seems like the last few years. I don't know, every time we go up to OCAT, you know, it's just almost like it's a death sentence before you get there. But here we go. We feel like we got a shot in this one, a fair shot. I think both teams have a fair shot in this one. So what would you say to the Rocket fans? I mean, what do you expect out of this game? And I know you want to have that 12th man up there.
First thing, we need a crowd. This would be a problem. I mean, there's a chance, but literally very low chance that we could get another home game. This is pretty much it. So these guys have earned a home playoff game, a really good year. We need to finish this thing out at home. We need that crowd behind us. We got one of the best home field advantages in the state. Maybe the best that I've seen, honestly. When that thing's rocking, and we need it rocking. We need every bit of that advantage against a good McLean County football team. So, yeah, the story of winning the game is going to be like it normally is. I really think we need to protect the football. I said this game, same thing when we played Caldwell, and really feel like it's a very close game. The turnover margin is going to play huge in here. Defensively, we really need to get this team behind the sticks and force them into things. If we could get up on them early, that would be huge for us. What we really don't want to do is let them pick up 4 yards, 3 yards, and just keep the offense off the field. And I'm sure that's their game plan. So
beat you with the clock.
Yeah, we really want the guy to get teams off and not let them eat up the whole clock. And I think we do that by creating negative plays. So it's kind of what we need to do. Take care of the football offensively, and I think we'll be okay. They have a good defense, but I really believe in our offense. But we do need to take care of the ball. And defensively, we need to create some negative plays and get them in situations that they don't want to be in. So that's the break.
That's it. That's a game plan from Coach Courtney. Yeah. Well, the game plan is, you know, be at the game. Don't sit at home and listen to the rocket going off when we're scoring. You know, be there. Don't miss that.
Yeah.
Be there and enjoy this home game. The weather. I think it's a chance.
It's going to be okay though.
Yeah, there's some bad weather maybe below us.
In the day too, maybe. But I think by game time we're going to be okay.
Does bad weather? Does that?
Plays a huge role in this game.
Yeah.
If
Because they're grounders.
If it was to get rain and windy, that would be a huge advantage for them.
Yeah.
You know, it's the playoff time though, and you know, I mean, that's what comes with it. You
Sure.
got to be ready for the cold, rain, and wet, wind. So that's part of it.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you, Coach Courtney. Thank you, Rocket Nation. We'll see you Friday night out at Rocket Stadium for the playoffs game as McLean County comes to town.
This program is supported by advertising. Rocket Football appreciates these local partners: Mark Williams Land Team at Whitetail Properties, Riley Tool and Machine, Par 4 Plastics, Curnel Ag, Full Body Fitness Studio, Yarborough Tabor Goodwin Insurance, Farmers Bank and Trust, Hodges Sports and Apparel, Deer Lakes Golf Course, Livingston Hospital, Seaplant Federal Credit Union, Frazer Law Firm, Cobie Evans and Bart Frazer, Darrick Myers, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, First United Bank, Gilbert Funeral Home, and Beavers Heating and Air. Go Rockets!